Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about something very interesting. A question that we all come across in our lives. How to cope with failure. How to cope with a setback. Well, it's something that is kind of unavoidable. It is kind of comes out from nowhere and we have to come to terms with it. We have to uh, embrace it in our lives and find out a way from that failure so that we can get the peace back in lives. So today I'm going to talk about three things related to failure. We are going to disentangle this together. We are going to talk about the context in which the failure happens, what it does to us. We are going to talk a little bit about the activities that can help us cope with that failure. And lastly, we are going to talk about the approach that is very important to have in mind when you are trying to address the failure. Well, let's look at the context. We all know that failure is kind of unavoidable. We come across it at different stages in our lives, and it's also a bit unsettling because you don't really want it. It disturbs your mental peace a little bit, and but we also know that there are no easy fixes to solve a failure. So there is not something that you can just have a quick fix and then it's over and then you can go back to your normal life. No, it stays there and you have to embody it. You have to come up with a plan to solve that failure, and that's why we have to understand how to, let's say, approach it in a better way. So this is the context we're talking about. It is unavoidable, it is unsettling, and we have no easy fixes. If we go to the activities, well, what are some of the activities that can help us cope with failure? Well, number one is detachment. We have to detach ourselves from what we are doing so that we have some space to look at it more critically. The second thing is about connecting with your friends, nature, or something that absorbs you into itself, whether it's a video game or it's a walk or whether it's a close friend, having dinner with a close friend. We need to connect with some people who understand us and just spend time with them to see, okay, feel a little bit better in terms of emotional state. Once we have succeeded to detach ourselves and connect with friends, family, or whatever immerses us, we have to then reflect at it a little bit more critically. We need to see, okay, what happened? Why did it happen? Did I see it for coming? How can I address it in a better way? And there, what really helps is to realign with the origin, to understand why were you doing it in the first place? What were your reasons then? What were your motivations then? What have you been through? What was the whole process? And seeing failure as just one barrier and not the wall against you. It's a barrier you have to overcome, but not a wall that you cannot break through. The third thing is about approach. Okay, what approach should we have when we are trying to then address the failure? Once we have understood the context and we have done some activities to reflect on it more critically, we need to look at failure from, let's say, a learning mindset, because we all know that you learn the most from failure. Failure is the best teacher, often people say. So we need to see it from a perspective that it's the best opportunity for me to learn from it. We also need to appreciate the insights we are getting from other people, to understand why did it happen and how can we overcome it. We also need to be honest with ourselves when we are looking into it, to see, okay, where did I actually not spend full effort into, where can I still do more effort. And lastly, what's more important, I would say the most important thing, is to see failure as a friend rather than an enemy, because it is an opportunity for you to improve yourself, to make yourself better. And if we look at these things from this perspective, we have a better chance of improving ourselves. I hope these insights can help you to look into the context of failure, to think of some of the activities that can help you, and look at the approach, for example, the learning mindset that can help you cope with failure. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.